What is up, everybody? This is your boy Is Nefarious, and I am here for another Premier Madden League Fantasy Football Report. This is going to be the Fantasy Football Report following Week 15 this for the Premier Madden League. Um, Hopefully, I could get the Week 16 out and then call it a night. I've just did 2-3 videos in a row. I don't even know how many videos I could upload to YouTube before it gets too much. But let's dive into the Week 15 report. Let's start with the pick'em results. We got Fallen, who ended up in first with 148 points. Me is Nefarious in second with 123, and then the Colts user Burn with 113. So Fallen with another win. Congrats to him. We really need to figure out what he's doing, and pretty much what I think he's doing is sticking with what works. Stop trying to overthink and use matchups. Just stick with what works, and that's probably what you should use when you play the game. If you're having a tough time, just stick with what works and don't worry about trying to overthink and figure stuff out. But let's take a look at the pick'em winners. We got the quarterback out of Oakland and Derek Carr with 21.32 points. The running back out of Indianapolis, Naheem Hines, with 50.3 points. We got Tariq Cohen out of Chicago with 5.4 points. And then you see his two wide receivers that he likes to roll with Antonio Brown and Jakeem Grant, both having pretty bad weeks with 7.5 points and then 4.4 points. Then you got Evan Ingram with 1.9 points. And then in the flex position, you got Odell Beckham Jr. with 26.2 points. And then the kicker is Eddie Pinheiro with 12 points. And then the Chicago Bears defense rounded it all off with 19 points. So it's pretty much the same lineup, a change in quarterback, a change in tight end. But he likes to keep everything else the same. Those are usually the two positions he'll change. Even the defense he likes to roll with. I believe 1 week we saw him use the 49ers, but most of the time he likes to roll with the Bears defense, and it's working. So don't fix it if it's not broken, as they say. So let's take a look at the team of the week now. So to start off, we got a new face in Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had 591 points would be too much, but he had 591 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 12 rushing yards, almost 600 passing yards. So a great game there, almost 6 touchdowns. He had 38.84 points. What a huge week from him. And congrats to the Steelers user and Big Ben on making the fantasy team of the week this week for the first time. We'll take a look at the running back, and we got another first, I believe. Actually, it might be a second for Sony Michel. I would have to go back. I think he was on this list earlier in the season, real early in the season, like within the first 4 weeks. But he had 213 yards this week, 5 rushing touchdowns for 51.3 points. So a huge week from him. Great week out of the running back in New England. Hope to see him on this list more as a New England fan. But let's take a look at the wide receiver of the week, and we got another Pittsburgh Steelers player and a first timer in Juju Smith-Schuster, who had 6 receptions, 258 yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns for a total of 43.8 points. So, like I said, it's great to see new faces. Juju is definitely the first time he's been on this list. So hopefully Deloitte over there at Deloitte TV and using that Pittsburgh team could continue putting up these numbers and have them on the list more often. Let's take a look at the tight end of the week. Skipping over the tight end, and we got a familiar face. I think this is 3 weeks in a row. And Dawson Knox out of Buffalo, playing for the Bills. He had 8 receptions, 183 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns for 38.3 points. So another great week from him. And we'll see if he keeps it rolling. I mean, 3 weeks in a row, that's pretty impressive, especially from the tight end spot. We'll see if he can make it 4 weeks in a row coming up next week. We got the Indianapolis Colts as our defense of the week. They allowed 13 points for 4 points. They had 3 sacks, which gave them 3 points, 4 turnovers for 8 points, and then 1 defensive touchdown for 6 points. He had a total of 21 points on defense. Not a big week from defensive teams. 21 is definitely, I think, it might be a season low. Um, but sometimes offense is going to be better than the defense. So we'll chalk it up to a win for the offense. But that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. I just want to go down this and talk about how to participate, how it works for first-time viewers and PML viewers. If you want to participate, it's simple. You got 3 days. Usually you do it the day before in advance. You select whoever you want. You just can't select your own players and the players from the opposing team that week. So it's pretty simple. I mean, you could be like falling and roll with the same lineup. Once it starts working, it starts working. And if you catch a groove, I mean, he's won at least more than 5 weeks, and that's 10 points that he could use. Each week you win, you get 2 points. So if you want to participate, just slide into my DMs on Discord, and we'll get you set up. I mean, it should be definitely more than 3 people playing, especially with how easy it is and how many points you could get just from pretty much submitting a lineup. You could submit the same lineup every week. But that's gonna do it for this video. We'll get week 16 out tonight, and then we'll probably get week 17 out in the next couple of days, hopefully. I also got to work on my PML Saints Row series and get some of that content out. But that's going to do it for this, and I hope you're enjoying it.